Why are you obsessing me today?
With you?
I happen to have a friend who lives in Idlewild, California, which is a really fun thing to say.
We got to meet Poppy's friend Kiana in Idlewild. She let us crash at her place for the night.
So the next day, she's like, oh, you guys have to come on this walk, like, down the road with me because there's, like, these petroglyphs that are pretty cool. Debbie can't handle it. Because we up in the mountains. We up in the mountains.
We've been walking for a while now. It's been like 2 minutes maybe.
We walked all the way from down there. Time to walk down this scary thing. Saw it.
Yeah, it really seems like it's drawn on it, not in it. Like, what did they draw it with that would last hundreds of years?
I'm sure, but it must not have water on it very much.
What?
It's drawing people.
That's crazy.
On the walk down from wherever we went, she was telling us how pine cones have pine nuts and you could eat them. And we were like, what the you know? And so she started like ripping them apart. She started feeding us these pine nuts and it's just weird. I don't know, like I wouldn't be like, hey, let me go get some pine nuts, but
Pine nuts from a pine cone taste a lot like pine nuts that you buy at the store, except smaller.
I thought it was gonna be bad because, you know, no sugar or anything. It was just something new, but it tasted like a regular nut.
She also brought us to a tree that smelled like butterscotch. I swear it smelled like butterscotch.
Oh, this tree. Albert's a tree.
Whoa, what the f- This is how I tell a Jeffrey Pine.
We were already excited to go to Phoenix because another friend of ours is there who we haven't seen in a long, long time. Jess. She used to come to a lot of our shows a few years ago when she lived in New York. So we were super excited to see her and play where she was going to be.
the Skates played at the Rebel Lounge.
We get there and it's just like, marquee tonight, the Skates. There were 3 other bands.
So already I was like, whoa, I'm gonna Instagram this. This looks too legit.
We were treated like royalty at this place, Rebel Lounge. We had a green room that was just for us. The other bands of the night couldn't even come in. It was literally just us.
They had provided us with bottled waters, beer, and we had like the own personal bathroom that was right next to it that we can go and use.
This guy came in talking about how we didn't have room temperature water, and he was outraged by this.
There's no room temperature water. And I was like, he's like, the singers need room temperature water. He starts throwing a fit. And I'm like, no, man. And he's like, I'm gonna, like basically insinuating that he was gonna slap the shit out of whoever set the room up. And I'm like, no, it's cool. Like, I don't need room temperature water. It's okay. And he's like, no, it's not right. It's not acceptable. And I was like, oh my God, he storms out.
It's like, yo, relax. It's water. It's not that serious.
I was also very kindly treated by the manager at the Rebel Lounge, despite the fact that I had forgotten my wallet in Idlewild at Kiana's place. So I didn't have an ID for a couple of days, which was kind of a pain.
Phantom Party and Sad Dance Party are the bands we played with. I don't know why everybody had party in the name in Phoenix, But they did, and I guess they were enough of a party. I mean, Sad Dance Party really sounded like a sad dance party. And Phantom Party, I suppose, had enough spookiness in their music.
This band was beachy, sounded so beachy, rocky, reminded me of the Growlers.
There was a lot of like good sounding stuff to go with the skates. Similar styles. All ages show, which is really cool. So there was like teenagers and stuff there.
And then hanging out with Jess all night, and she's super fun at shows. Like, she doesn't need to know what band's playing. She's dancing. And I was like, right on, we're dancing.
Yeah, it was great in the end. We all left. We thanked everyone who was there, and that's pretty much it.
The next morning, we all kind of woke up just kind of ruined. I don't know. This was kind of our worst morning.
Jessie had apparently snuck off and drank the bar dry while we weren't looking. To what end? It was like after the show that she went and just had like 5 shots or something. And no one knew. And so she was like real sick.
Cait had been up really late with Jess Arizona, and so the next day she was exhausted, like absolutely miserable, and she said, "Poppy, I'm getting a hotel for the day just to go sleep."
We went to the mechanic because we knew that we had to get our coolant flushed. My uncle was able to help us replace all the coolant, but he didn't have the machine for the diesel engines.
And we look outside, and it is pouring rain.
We went to go pick up Poppy and Caitlin at the hotel.
It was the worst thing. The roads were flooded. I don't know what's wrong with Phoenix. I guess they don't have any drain system.
People's houses must have been flooded. We saw like water up to people's houses, like a foot up.
So as you can see, we're pretty good. But then right next to us is like, God, why?
Eamon did a good job in, taking it slow, trying not to ruin the bottom of our car because, the water splashes up, ruins the engine.
So then we got to pick up Caitlin and Poppy around the time the rains were done.
We drove up to Flagstaff pretty late at night, and Jess Arizona had hooked us up with her friend Danielle, who put us up in Flagstaff that night. She was so nice.
She like welcomes us in. She's got this sweet house that's filled with really cute pets.
We didn't really stay there long. We got there late, and we left early, so I don't know, but thank you to her for letting us stay.
After we left Flagstaff, we went to the Grand Canyon.
I wasn't too impressed with the geyser. I wasn't super impressed with the big mountains yet. They were all impressive, but I wasn't blown away, Not to sound like a snob. So I'm ready to not be impressed. I'm setting myself up. But then we see it, and I'm like, what? Oh! Whose coffee cup is that?
Oh, come on!
This is why we can't have nice things. America!
Jessie, no. Scared the shit out of me.
Oh my god, this is horrifying!
Where?
You want to take a selfie? Down by the trees.
Okay.
At the beginning of the clump of trees in the valley.
They ain't nothing. This
Oh.
I'm far more impressed with the canyon, Poppy.
Look at that.
I'm impressed
Look at
with
what-
their ability to build
those
something
houses.
there. I know. There's enough space.
The Grand Canyon was definitely one of the coolest things I've ever seen, but it's hard to say because it kind of still looks like a picture when you're staring at it. You're like, wait, that's just I've seen that on the internet, and that's what it looks like on the internet. It's a picture of the Grand Canyon.
I didn't think I was gonna ever see the Grand Canyon, but we actually did on this tour, which is exciting. Actually seeing it now, it was actually a good experience too, and I'm glad that we saw it.
Threw some rocks off. Watched them get obliterated as they fell for like a full 2.5 minutes.
Whoa! It's still going! It's so small. Damn. That's fucking crazy.
On the way back, we saw on the side of the road a couple of large animals. We went to go check them out at a safe distance. Unlike the little kids that were there with their parents, and the little kids were just like running way too close to them.
These tourists like just kept moving up to them and being loud and talking about it. It's just like, doing like we're trying to get a picture or something. Like, you're ruining this for everybody. What's wrong with you?
The parents just didn't give a shit. I don't know what that was all about, but watch your kids.
Those children were scaring the crap out of
Yeah, like, the hell?
Back up! Don't approach it!
My favorite thing about the Grand Canyon was that it rained like heck that night. So even though we had a really nice camping spot, we all stayed in the bus.
I talk about this night literally all the time. It's the only thing I talk about these days. You know, the whole time on this trip, you're kind of thinking about being in the bus at night and just hanging out in it. But then it turns out that you're usually outside of the bus, unless you're driving it.
I don't know, it's just really cozy, you know, those rainy days in the summer. Eamon made some crazy tuna salad that was great.
So we decided, movie night, let's watch Jurassic Park.
And then we're watching Jurassic Park in a park when it's raining. Horrifying. The best way to watch Jurassic Park, FYI.
There was a good aesthetic there. It was nice.
Thanks for watching!
What did you say?
Like, comment, share. Check us out, Pigeon Pack.